If you want to support the platform just in case anything like this happens again, you can do it by way of PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, and also by the Anchor. And you can also further support the platform by way of going to the Teespring store or the shoe store that is located in the comment section below. All right, so this video you guys are probably going to see some time later. I did this video actually some time ago, so you guys are going to see this way in the future. But I'm just redoing a little bit of snippets because YouTube wanted to say that I used a bad word, specifically against a certain community in this video. So you can clearly look up the term. That's exactly what I was talking about, and you will understand why I stated the exact same things that I stated. And like I said before, I'm from a whole different time. I wasn't looking at it as anything but the term as it was meant for. And also, I'm specifically talking about black people. Then, just to cover bases a little bit more, I wanted to specifically put in Crime Alley, just in case people in YouTube don't know what Crime Alley is, just in case that might be some type of bad wording, or I might be trying to come at the black community wrong. I just want to put that specifically specifically out there. I really shouldn't have to do all this, but it is what it is. Two women in Cumberland County were arrested for getting on a school bus and trespassing. Janette Van Frederick was arrested and charged on Tuesday with trespassing on a school bus, disorderly conduct at school, and resisting a public officer. She received a $5,000 unsecured bond and a court date on Feb 15. Brittany Nicole Smart was arrested and charged on Wednesday with trespassing on a school bus. She received a $2,500 unsecured bond and a court date on Feb 16. The sheriff's office reminds the public and parents that only school personnel and students are the only ones allowed on a school bus. So I'm just trying to figure out what was so important that both of these women, more than likely mothers, decided that they needed to come onto a bus full of school children and decide to have, I guess, their disagreement or their fight, what have you, in front of these kids. Why couldn't you do it in the back alley somewhere? Why couldn't you go to crime alley and decide to, handle business? Why did you have to do this where kids are able to see you? Where now it is that not only if your kids are on a bus, they're embarrassed. They have to try to explain this. Kids are going to make fun of them, but they're going to think that if a disagreement takes place, they're going to think that this is the necessary thing that they should do in order to settle that disagreement. And you have a lot of parents that will basically state that, oh, well, I teach my kids to, do as I say and not as I do. Right? That's all good and well, but people are led by actions. Words are very cute, words are very nice. But realistically, in the world, people will measure you by your actions. People will follow you by your actions. You can be the greatest wordsmith out here. You can put so many things together, make them sound so educational, so eloquent, and all this other type of great stuff, right? You can have the greatest college education, know the greatest 12-word syllables or whatever it is that people like to say, right? You can have all of that down. But if your words ain't matching your actions and your actions ain't matching your words, it ain't gonna add up to nothing. It's just talk. And this is why I consistently tell parents that, you know, you should not tell your kids that, because a lot of times your actions ain't matching up with nothing, right? You'll say that you're the best parent, you're a great parent, you're a good parent, but let's really look at your actions. Let's see how those actions actually measure up to what it is that you're specifically stating. Let's see how you fall short in comparison. And a lot of parents end up falling short. But the problem is that a lot of parents don't want to identify, they don't want to acknowledge, they don't want to accept, and they don't want to take on the responsibility of the fact that they are short in every single thing that they state. because at that moment in time that they decide that they will take up that mantle and hold that L proudly, that then means that they have to recalculate how it is that they have been teaching their kids the information that they've been giving them. Because if you're wrong already as a parent, well, if you're wrong, I'm sorry, if you're wrong as a person, you're already wrong as a parent. Both of the two play the exact same part. You as a person, you as a parent, it's the exact same person. It's not a dual identity. It's the exact same body. But too many parents want to act as though that they can separate themselves from being a parent as if those are two different identities, and it's not. This is why you have a lot of children living in a world of confusion and they don't know specifically what it is to follow because the parents aren't specifically even following anything in the real world either. They feel that they are, in a sense, absolved of any type of consequences because they are the parent and they say so. But just because you're the parent that you say so doesn't mean that you're not or you can never be wrong. And in a lot of those instances, when a child, and as I told people before, a lot of children out here are pretty bright. They're pretty intelligent. They're pure. They can spot when a parent is wrong. They can call out a parent, be like, yo, you told me not to do this, but you're doing this. And then what the parents do, they won't sit up there and say, like, you know what? You're right. You got me. I apologize for not, following the same guidelines and words that, I gave to you. I'm going to work on doing better so that in turn you can become better, so that you can be a better version of me. Parents ain't going to do that. They're going to be like, shut up, mind your business, stay in the child's place. Like I said, that's that embarrassment because a lot of adults out here ain't really fully adults. So then when a child can basically see your imperfections, this is your child, this is your mirror. This is what the world won't show you. Whenever you end up having a child, that's what that child is. The child is an exact reflection of you, but it's a reflection of you in its purest form before it was corrupted before the real world. So when that child decides to basically focus in on you and give you that view, give you that mirror, let you see the ugliness, let you see all of that imperfection, you don't like what you see. So now you want to tell your child to shut up, right? Which you don't even understand that the child is not just a reflection of you, but it's also the inner voice that you have. The same inner voice that for the longest time possible that you've decided to neglect, to overlook, to sweep under the rug because you felt that you didn't need it no more because you were a full-fledged adult. When realistically you're not, you're still a child. You still ain't mature yet. It don't matter if you're 30, 40, 50, or 60. You still ain't mature past the point of being a teenager. You're just a human being in a grown body dealing with grown responsibilities, but still got the mentality and the ways of a child raising a child. But the child is the only adult that's actually in the room because the child is pointing out your imperfections and everything else that is inside of you. And a child is the one that can't even identify and admit the fact that they have imperfections, that they got all of that ugliness and unresolvedness. So what does a child do? Lash out, aka the parents telling their kids to shut up, go to your room, you're on punishment, all this, that, and third. Like I said before, a lot of y'all can't take and hold on to the truth because you feel that you know what is best for you. You feel that you know what is best for your child, which in a sense, realistically, that is impossible. Because if you haven't even properly guided yourself through life, if you are still as a human being trying to find your way and make your way through life, how do you think that you're going to be able to full-fledged guide a child, a whole other life, on the correct course that you could never find at the age that you at 30, 40, 50, 60? How? That don't even make sense. That don't even make sense. That's like me being a captain of a ship and not being able to read a map and even drive a boat. How am I guiding anything? How? It don't make sense. But somehow, some way, parents will come up with excuses and basically state, "Well, oh, well, I know this and that." Nah. Like I said, just like how your life is messed up and you ain't never fixed it, your child is going to be the exact same way. I'm sorry, your child is going to be a better version of the exact same way. And it's going to be a never-ending circle. So again, this is 100% a shameful action that took place on a school bus in front of these kids. And at the end of the day, I feel so sorry for the kids that had to witness and see this. Some people will say, well, oh, more than likely those kids have seen worse. And so what, so that means that we should basically overlook and compound more issues and more problems on top of what it is that these kids already got to deal with and carry? No. Like I said, I'm tired of hearing excuses from people and enabling this type of behavior because it should not be enabled. But like I said, it is what it is. What do I know?